Welcome to the Self Reality Podcast, a show where we like to talk all things reality TV, the good, the bad, and of course the outrageous. I'm your host, Angie, and we're here today to talk Amazing Race Canada, Season 11, Episode 6, and back at it as my co-host today, my brother, Nick Hanlon. Welcome, Nick.
Happy to be back.
I'm happy to have you back because I actually almost have a question for you from last episode. But before we get into that,
I have something to say about last episode as well, but go ahead.
Oh, perfect. First of all, like and subscribe here at my channel. I'm trying to build right now, and I would truly appreciate it if you enjoy these or other things about reality TV. Please go ahead and do that. While you're at it, head on over to the Dirty Glass podcast with Nick and Danny, where they like to talk about drinks and all kind of other things, and they rate them as well. Like and subscribe there. And hey, head on over to Kayfabe Wrestling Talk with Nick and Matt Barnaby. What's your logo, Nick?
This is where you go to hear how wrestling should be talked about.
That's right.
Hey,
That's
it's
right.
Nick Hanlon, Matthew Barnaby. If you think I'm wrong, you're wrong. Go ahead.
So go and check those all out. Subscribe to our channels. We really appreciate it. But you know what? Nick and I haven't been at this for a week. I did a solo, so we're going to do I have a little quick question for Nick about last episode, and then we're going to get right into season 11, episode 6. So keep on watching. Let's go. So
let's go.
Nick, what's your question? That's right. That's right.
I don't really have a question. I just have to say the
Comment.
the cowboy and the mother, they deserved it.
I know.
Is that part of the question? I mean, what are you waiting for them, dude? You're in you're both in last place. You had a chance just to go. I know you said you'd help them. You tried. What are you gonna get the hell out of there? This isn't church.
You tried to help them, and your poor mother. Help your mother. Your mother can barely walk. She had to do that exercise. Then she had to go on and do that exercise thing. Like, I really respected Marie for what she did, but they should not have stayed.
All for naught.
Well, and what Lacey and Celia didn't wait for them at the last pit stop and let them win, because that's essentially what they did. Because honestly, had they left, they would not have. I don't think they would have lost, or it would have been a tighter race.
It would
have
given them a way better chance.
Like,
because the mom got it eventually.
I understand, like, you're connected, Nick, but I would be I don't think you and I would even be conversation. I'd help out during the challenge, but once I'm done, I'm done.
No, we're in last two. When you're in last place, you go.
You gotta go. Well, exactly. It's not like you're even in the middle of the pack and it's the start of the game. Anyway, all that to say, I was like
crazy.
I said in my solo podcast, like, I wish Nick was here to talk about this. Like, there's a heartwarming part to it, but on the other hand, they lost. They were eliminated. So
they did a lot of helping. There was some heartwarming. That was a stupid moment for me. I was not heartwarmed by that.
This is why I missed you last week.
I was just looking at it going, what? Don't you want to? There's money involved in this, right? You know, this is a
lot
game.
Of money.
This isn't
a trip around the
world.
A
moral test.
Yeah, I think some of them are looking at it that way. Well, not, but they're starting to learn. So let's get into episode 6.
It does seem like some of them don't understand what they're doing. I mean, this episode, I don't know. Yeah, let's start.
I think maybe once you're in it and you're getting those sort of connections with people, right? Like, you're feeling very connected. I think maybe
emotions make you make mistakes.
Of course, yeah. That's life, my friend. It's a whole life lesson.
It happens in Survivor too.
Oh, I know. You and I bitch about this every time. So let's get into it. Route info. We're flying from Prince George, BC. We're going all the way to Montreal, Quebec. Ika and Dimitri are with EB and Blake at the first, like, as they're kind of waiting for the next team to show up to the airport, and they're gossiping about the double pass.
Yeah.
And they said that, what did they say? Oh, what they said, which was kind of bothersome to me, is they said that Grace and Joe were cackling and laughing or something, I think they said, because they were pretty mad about the pass being used on them.
Especially the girl, yeah.
Yeah, she was really pissed. And it's like, they weren't laughing. They were just playing the game, because if the roles were reversed, you guys would have slammed it on them. That's again, you're right, Nick. Just let's go back to your emotions. Your emotions comment. You guys would do the same thing.
100%.
Like, you would do exactly the same thing. So anyway, all that to say, there's a double pass this episode. So we'll get to it. Then from Montreal, I don't
remember them cackling, by the way.
They didn't cackle. That's why I'm like, what are you talking about?
I remember them just putting it on the thing and getting caught.
And getting caught and probably uncomfortably laughing, maybe, because it would be uncomfortable because it's anonymous. But I mean, it's pretty easy to figure out who it is, because it's going to be one of the first teams. So they go to Montreal Airport, and from there they go to the Eastern Townships, which from what I read is like 2.5 hours. Maybe I read that wrong, because I think they have to take an Uber or a cab. A cab, actually. They don't have their phones. And then after they get to Eastern Townships, whatever the car they're sponsoring for Racing Race Canada, they'd have to drive that to Sherbrooke, which is such a cute little town.
Yeah, there's a lot of good scenery sites in this episode,
right?
I thought. Makes me want to
I
go to
was
Montreal, or makes me want to go to Quebec again, or Montreal.
I would actually go here now that I've kind of seen it. Well, even like the Eastern Townships, which are based on my quick Google map, is only a half hour outside of Sherbrooke. It's super cute with all those murals, which we'll talk about because of the detour. So what I think is, before anyone says anything, I'm like, well, I wonder how much French anybody has, because like we're not in Montreal. We're going to Montreal's very large proportion of them also speak English, of people in
Right.
Montreal, in my experience. But once you
Touristy.
get outside, yeah, exactly. Once you get
Even a
outside of
half an hour
Montreal,
outside.
well, and this was 2.5 hours, right?
Right.
So it's very French. So what I found out immediately was Evie and Blake did French immersion. I'm like, that's going to help them. That's going to help them. And the only other person I think that had French was Jonathan, of Jesse and Jonathan. I think he has a bit
A
of
little
French
bit of
too.
French, you said, yeah.
You can make it by with a little bit of French, though. We made it by when
Well, yeah,
we
you
went
have
out there and we didn't.
It seemed like he had the basics.
As long as you can like say hello, ask for things and whatever, but we'll get into it. So yeah, third thing they do, so we're already on the detour, it's stage fright or wall sight. So the stage fright, they basically have to memorize lines in French and when they're placed, and they have to serve as well in a certain order using like what is it called, like a map, a restaurant map or something of the floor.
A server's map, or
A server's map. Someone said it. EB or Blake said it because he's like a barman. I can't remember. One of them's a bar manager. So essentially, you have to go up, read a couple lines, serve food, go and serve food in a certain order, certain type, and then go back
be on time for
and
your
know
line.
when you're like it's all French.
Seems
Now,
very difficult.
I think I would have picked wall sites. So wall sites.
I would have picked bureaus for sure. I mean, they're both totally memory, but
yeah, but you get to write down wall sites. Did you see
wall
that?
sites, and then you could talk to people and be like that was a really smart. Where they're like, hey, can you tell us what these mean? Find somebody who speaks English.
Yeah. I would have done that immediately. My idea was immediately I would have been like, Nick, let's find someone. Let's see if we can find someone who speaks English, who can help us translate, or like let us use their phone. And that's what they did. It's even so I think it's split. This is the first detour that was super split half and half. So Evie and Blake, Jesse and Jonathan, and Dimitri and Lacey and Celia all do the stage fright, and Grace and Joe, Nippy and Magoo, and the Rebeccas all do the wall sites. And what I also thought was very smart is that Grace and Joe are going to team they haven't like ticked off, not the one, but one of the teams they haven't ticked off, the Rebeccas, and say, let's work together. We'll get half of them, you guys get half of them. And that was a smart idea.
Yeah.
Because it cut their timing in half, right? I was happy that I saw them go and ask for help right away to do the translations. And Nippy and Magoo, like they kind of got lost behind. They weren't, but you have to remember Grace and Joe had kind of screwed them over. Remember when they pulled away and didn't wait for them to follow them in Prince George? So they're probably feeling like Nippy and Magoo aren't gonna, aren't gonna want to work with us. So maybe they're trying to build a bit of an alliance with the Rebeccas, but well, they end up it's not gonna last a long time. So stage fright, I think everyone kind of does not too poorly at this whole challenge.
It takes the Big Brother team a while.
Yeah, they struggle because they did
well because had the most struggle.
Well, and Dimitri really struggled with the French. Like he couldn't even get je suis. Je suis is like even I can, even you would be able to get je suis. Like, and those are the first two of the lines. So they're like kicked out every time, and he's really struggling with it. That's why I think there's too many things to remember on that one.
It's like a lot going on.
It's too much. Like at least murals you can control, in my opinion. Murals, it's like, it's tiring because you're running around, but it looked like a pretty small city and you can control that. But like, and having an audience anyway. So yeah, I get Dimitri struggled the most. Well, Nippy and Magoo kind of pull up the rear on this one as well. But everyone gets through it. Like they're all, fairly close together, which is almost scary. Like we haven't yet really seen where someone's like hours and hours behind yet, right?
Not yet. I mean, kind of with the episode where the PEI girls gave up, they were probably really behind.
That's true. That's true.
I would have to assume that was probably the furthest. I don't know how far they were.
But I don't even think it was that far because the other team they were all like they were able to actually move up the board a little bit.
In this episode, yeah.
Yeah. So they'll finish this one, and then once they're completed this one, they have to go to a face-off, right?
Mm-hmm.
Am I missing something? Did I miss something?
No, the next thing after this is the jousting.
Oh yeah,
the American Gladiators jousting. I'd be
so
good
it's
at
on a
this.
trampoline. You would. I mean, this was interesting.
I just power
For
them down.
I thought I know you would just just what? Well, because so EB and Blake, I thought EB and Blake against Jesse and Jonathan was interesting because they're the two strongest teams, quite frankly. Yeah. EB and Blake take that one. And then as soon as like Celia and Lacey go up against Jesse and Jonathan, I'm like, Celia and Lacey are like tiny. I'm like, are they going to be able to get through this one? And they eventually do, but it's funny I don't know if you noticed this, but I noticed when Joe was battling like Celia or Lacey, I can't remember which one, he like was almost uncomfortable, like he didn't want to. And I'm like, just get in there, just like push her off. It's a trampoline, like it's fine. She's gonna be fine.
It's a padded bat thing.
Yeah, like it's fine. But yeah, you would have powered through this one for sure.
I would have taken those 80-pounders down with one swipe. Boom! I don't give a crap. It was a race. There would be no uncomfortableness. I would be
exactly.
Eye of the tiger, just slamming legs and heads.
Well, and actually, it's the Rebeccas that struggle the most, and this really just puts them behind this particular challenge.
I'm surprised because they seem
pretty.
Bouncy
they seem pretty.
And
yeah,
fit
they seem pretty.
They're a lot bigger than the other.
Like,
but clearly they did not have good balance. They're
small, but they're smaller than who did they go against? They went against Ika and Dimitri. And Lacey and Celia. I thought they would have beat Lacey and Celia.
I think that was the last team. It was them against the PEI girls, and then they lost. They had to wait 15 minutes.
Oh, and then they had to wait the 15 minutes.
Or
That's
was
right.
it Magoo and whatever?
No, they went against. First, it was Lacey and Celia. Then they had to fight against Ika and Dimitri. Then they had to fight. They had to do 3 in a row, girl. Nippy and Magoo, and then they had to wait the 15. So
and then they have to wait for these teams to show up too. It's another equalizer, right?
Exactly.
Or if you beat one, there's not another team right away. You got to sit there and wait.
Exactly. Which was, I think, how this one started, right? When EB and Blake had to wait for Jesse and Jonathan. So now they have to drive to the roadblock, which is I looked it up, a velodrome place, which is basically a cycling place where it's
Sutton,
a very
Quebec.
Sutton, Quebec, which it looks much nicer than Sutton, Ontario.
That's what I was thinking.
Yeah.
That bike thing was cool.
I think that would be it looks actually fun. Like, I feel like that would be kind of fun. So they basically like drive on curved, it's like a curved wall,
it's
like
an
a
Olympic
steep incline wall.
Speed bike track.
That's what they do it's pretty Olympics, cool.
Yeah. But you're pretty like perpendicular.
It's almost scary. Like I'm like, maybe I'm gonna fall down. Like, it's almost scary because I haven't ridden if I ever go on the show, I'm gonna have to do all the things. Like, I'm gonna have to learn to run or like get my heart better, learn to like cycle. like there's so many balance, right? Anyway, it still looks pretty fun.
Yeah, yoga and cardio would do you well for this.
Yeah, exactly. And I don't feel like anyone really struggled that much with this one. I think it was just more in timing. Like, everyone did it pretty easily. They all seemed to have a good time. The order in which they arrived is the order in which they finished. Like, no one fell over or wasn't able to stay above the blue line. No one even had to, because they had to do 2 laps. No one even took more than 2 laps.
The guy fell over the first round.
Did he? I didn't. Oh, okay. Well, they were so far ahead. They were
the
fine.
brothers,
EB and Blake.
the pretty boys.
Yeah, they're good looking.
That first
Toronto boys.
Toronto boys, yeah. That first one that he fell over, but then he did it on the second.
But then he's just like,
second
I was like, holy shit!
Like, oh, this is a practice. I got this now.
So as they finish this one, they have to drive 30 kilometers from Bromont, and like you said, to Sutton. This isn't Sutton yet. They're in Bromont right now, actually.
Oh, that thing's in Bromont. The goat thing's in Sutton. Is that right?
I'll ask you, but
or
yeah.
There's not something in between, right? It's the goat thing next.
Yeah, well, this is the pass.
And this is where the pass is.
This is where they have the pass. Okay, so EB and Blake pass Jesse and Jonathan. Of course you pass Jesse and Jonathan.
Of course.
They have been number 1 every leg except one, which EB and Blake won. Grace and Joe, they get lost. So it's Jesse and John. Remember, they went and stopped and asked that French guy, and he's like, "You got to drive another hour the other way." They're like, "Oh my god,
going the wrong way." This is not the area for that town. Are you going?
Exactly. It's another hour. So Jesse and Jonathan arrive. They pass Ika and Dimitri. So what do you think about them passing Ika and Dimitri instead of like Grace and Joe?
I mean, they're both kind of equal. Like, so I guess it's kind of a coin toss. Maybe they just don't like the Big Brother people because they've already done a reality show. I'm not sure what their reasoning is, other than they got passed before, so maybe it was just top of mind.
Oh, Well, I think that Jesse and Jonathan are very strategic, and I think for them, they're like, well, they tried to do the whatever the double pass or the I can't remember what it's called, the other thing. It's a different thing. Whatever. They voted for us. You know what I
Right.
mean? The
Or they have to do the extra challenge.
Yes. They voted for them on that one. So I think for them, where their strategy comes into play is like, well, we can say it's because you voted for us, whereas Grace and Joe haven't done it. And I would play that
That
way
makes
too.
sense.
Like, it's smart to at least be able to say, well, you guys put a vote against us instead of like Grace and Joe, who's never had an issue with them, because you don't know who you're going to need to align with, in my
Mm.
opinion. Like,
You
I
don't
would
know
want to
who's
be
going to be in front
aligning.
of you when
Yeah,
they get to those passes and stuff. Because if somebody does
exactly.
something to you, that person's going to be on top of mind for when you have a chance to do
Yep.
something to them for sure.
It would always be noted, right? And that's how I would play it. Like, okay, you put something against me, so I can put something against you.
Yeah.
Similarly to aligning, did you a favor, you did me a favor. So Celia and Lacey arrive, and then that lets Jesse and Jonathan pass because they're impatiently waiting. This is where there's a bit of a time frame.
It's like,
Grace and Joe,
come on, teams, get here.
yeah, let's go, let's go. They're sitting there just like, oh my God. Ike and Dimitri are again like pissed off, but and again, like it would be frustrating. But here's the thing. You guys have already done a reality show. Like this is how it's played. And it's a compliment. You guys they are pretty strong. And you
There,
did put
yeah.
votes against Jesse and Jonathan before. So hey,
Goes around, comes around. There's a big difference between being pissed off and taking it personal, I guess. But I
they
guess you'd
seemed
take it personal
less
too. I don't know. I'd
I
probably be
think
pissed off too.
you'd be Of course you would. You'd be like, I'm taking them down. You'd be sitting there the whole time while you're waiting to pass. And then, I find, and they're like upset that it's Nippy and Magoo who arrived to pass them, but it's because they're at the bottom, right? But anyway, now they have to go to Bob's farm and do goat yoga. How do you feel about the goat yoga challenge, Nick?
I could have done that.
It didn't look too hard. The only hard one was when they had to like go on
Double
top,
up.
like they both, like yeah, double up. But I watched them. I could probably do that. It would be kind of,
It
it'd
was
be
funny that some of them
interesting.
thought it was children yoga because they called them kids. That's a name for a goat. So like the two
No.
PEI girls were like reading the thing, thinks it's kids, and they're like, yeah, and you have food to try and draw them on top. They're like, they can't be kids. And they're like, oh, it's goats. But yeah, at first they thought it was
That's
like
true.
actual children yoga.
Yeah, because you're right. They
I
said
mean,
kids, but it
I'd
seemed
probably
like
pick the same, I guess. I mean, I
I
wouldn't
think
go out and do this on my own, but
no,
I could do it.
it's a not a cliche, a gimmick. It's a
Oh, very
gimmick to
much
me.
so.
These things are. I mean, even I can't remember what show I was watching. Probably one of the Real Housewives. They did like flamingo yoga. I mean, I like flamingos, but like over there, same as goats over there. I don't want a goat. Honestly, Nick, I would
On
have been
me.
like, Nick, I would have been like, I think you should do the poses and have
Yeah.
the goat on you. I wouldn't
I'd be
like that.
fine with it. I wouldn't want it though.
Like it'd be fine. I could do it if I had to, but like anyway, they all honestly no one had a problem with this. Like they didn't aside from I think those first challenges which were a little bit taxing, especially the stage fright. They were pretty these
They're more
weren't
fun than
super.
hard.
Yeah, like they were fun and in some cases gimmicky, right? Like let's go and like that oval place. Oh, people are going to want to go check that out now because it looks fun. So it's kind of a fun episode. And then from here we get to the pit stop. Now,
Beautiful.
this vista, this will be on my thumbnail. Like this vista is gorgeous. The Chateau Saint Agnes. I was like when they showed the vista that it was looking upon, I was like, "Oh my God, that's gorgeous." Like
Yeah.
what like
The property
wow.
was incredible. And they were there during the fall, it looks like.
Yeah,
So it was right when the
astounding.
trees are all turning and stuff. It was like, wow, it's incredible.
That's something I didn't know existed. I mean, there's so much in Canada I don't know exists, but like that was absolutely stunning. So this time, because they played strategy and they used the pass on Jesse and Jonathan, Evie and Blake win a trip for two to Bangkok, Thailand, and 15 grand. Those boys better stay in the front of the house too, though, now, right? Because there's gonna be other things like them and Jesse and Jonathan. Although Jesse and Jonathan have still one more legs, but
I
I
wonder
don't
if the
know.
last episode is going to be 3. I guess we'll find out. But
I
like,
don't know.
I mean, it's all who wins the last. You just got to survive, and I guess it's just like
You're
Survivor. You
right.
just got to
Well,
survive until you need to,
because
get that first. I mean, you can lose and get second last place every time and still win.
well, you almost want to have some of that because there's always gonna be a bad leg. Like we're all human. Everyone's gonna have a bad leg, right?
You want to get it out of the way, kind of.
Yeah, because like I think I saw somewhere like last season there was a team that was always in first and then they didn't win. So
Yeah,
you're
they
right. It
brought
doesn't
that up
matter.
during it. Yeah.
It
all
would be
about who gets in
nice.
first on the line. I mean, it's nice getting those trips and those prizes and
I'd like the
stuff, but
money.
it's all about the
Oh, it was
end,
Jesse
right?
and Jonathan. Yeah, it's about the end game, right? Like the 250 grand. And listen, those trips and money are nice, but so is a trip around the world. Like it's a trip around the world. It's a nice car, or is it a car or SUV? Like I don't know. It's a
It's
nice looking
SUV. Do they
car.
each get a car?
Yeah, I think they each get a car. Yeah, because and then
I'm
money. I
assuming a
think the money's probably
250
split.
split. Yeah, I'm gonna
Yeah,
have to
but
assume.
still, trip for two around the world.
I
Hello.
wonder if the money falls into the way lottery money does in Canada, where they don't have to pay taxes on it.
I think it does. But maybe look that up. Maybe I'll look that up. So pit stop, Jesse and Jonathan, of course, are second. Lacey and Celia actually come up third from last,
Yeah,
which is pretty.
they kicked her
They
up.
crushed. Then Grace and Joe, who have kind of been,
The
I think
challenges
they
were
might
up
have,
their alley this time, except for maybe
yes, except
uh
the jousting one. But I
maybe the jousting,
mean,
but they have good balance, like so that
yeah,
helps. They seem like
their
theater girls,
memory are amazing.
and it looks like they do yoga probably at some point in their
Yeah.
life.
Well, they're dancers. One owns a
So
dance studio. I mean, like these are. Yeah, and these were all like performance and whatever. Rebecca and Dimitri were fifth. Nippy and Magoo come in sixth, and then the Rebeccas get eliminated. Which was I always get sad, like and it's just it wasn't their day. It just
I like
wasn't their
them.
day. I
They're
like that
cool.
team. They didn't really get in the mix. They
Nice
were
they got
nice,
to go.
just
Not Nunavut. They got to go to
no
Northwest
Innovic,
Territory.
right?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
It was cool that because that was like
and
her family's hometown and stuff. So it
yeah,
was cool that they got to do that, all that stuff.
and that they are like best friends, and like they're actually they said they're the first all female Indigenous team on the Amazing Race, so that's
Yeah.
amazing too, right? So I really, I was sad, but like
Somebody's got to lose.
someone's got to lose every week, like every week. So pretty good. I mean, it was a good episode. Like I enjoyed like the vistas and stuff. Not a lot of drama because I just think they're just go go go. And you're right, it was more fun events versus they didn't show the drama.
The only drama was the shit talk at the beginning, and then it.
And so I thought, oh, we're gonna, me,
Yeah.
I like the drama because I like to see that human interaction.
It's just a tough game to even have the drama though, because it's a very very much a single team. Like it's like golf. Like there's not a lot of you're really racing against yourself essentially to go as
In a
fast
way.
as you can. I mean, you're racing against other people. It's the race, but it's all about what you can do and what your team can do. I mean, you get these passes and stuff like that, but you can do the challenges quickly. You're gonna roll. So it's tough. It's even tough to like. I guess the only real teamwork is, hey, don't put me on a pass. Well, I guess they did the challenges together and stuff in the
But
one
they work together.
point.
There is, I was gonna say, there is a bit of,
It was detrimental to the cowboy in the last episode doing the
yeah.
teamwork, but
Well, I think they got too close to them, if I'm honest. I think, like, in terms of the inability to separate the game from that personal relationship they had built. So, and that lost them the game.
another question from the
Next,
last one.
yeah,
Like the mom's knee was screwed and they had to look through those tree, whatever,
yeah,
the greenhouses,
greenhouses, the
right?
nurseries.
Do they both have to do it?
That was my question too. Like, why couldn't he just do it?
Yeah, like couldn't she have sat down while he did it? But maybe they
Maybe
both
they
have
both have
to.
to do it.
I don't know that rule. They didn't
Because I
say.
feel like I did bawl my eyes out just because it was really nice to see, even though I think, it was a bad mistake to like wait. I just love to see how he wanted them to take a penalty and stuff. You know what I mean? Like he just, I just like to see that bond between a mother and a son was a really beautiful thing. But like, I thought the same thing. I'm like, do they have to? But I guess they do because there's no way
I'd have to
that
assume they do.
he would have run through it himself easily.
Yeah, I think so. I think that kind of
He's
answers the
not
question. Look it up, but
he's not a guy who anyway, I think they had to, and that's why so when they were waiting, I know we're back to last week, but it was a little more dramatic last week. When they were waiting for Cillian and Lacey, I didn't understand why he wasn't trying to help them to move it along then. If you're going to wait, go and help them because you're just getting further behind the teams ahead of you. Like they
yeah,
sat at the
interesting.
car for a while. Like I don't
Yeah.
understand that didn't until finally I think Marie said, "Well, why don't you go just help them?" Didn't understand anyway.
And they did.
All that
And
to
then
say, and then they lost. So
bye, Rebecca's.
so the Rebeccas are gone. It's getting tight. There's only 6 teams left. Next, Jesse and Jonathan, EB and Blake teams to watch, but like Nick said,
There's 6 left, right?
It's anyone's game. It's still anyone's game. It's 6 teams left.
And next week is Ontario area.
Thousand Island. Do you know that area?
I've
not even
know
heard
of it.
Oh, okay, I've never even heard of it. So I should
never been. It's cottage.
So
they do a lot of boat tours through there. I know there's
okay.
Apparently it's gorgeous.
we'll probably get some more beautiful vistas again, I hope. I do hope to see them in Toronto too. I really do. I hope maybe like at some point. But we still have, they haven't really done, what have they done? They started in Edmonton. We've been to the Northwest Territories. We've been to BC twice. Ontario, is this the first time in Ontario?
Well, I don't know. Yeah, they won't be going to Toronto because Thousand Islands is 4.5 hours away from me here. So it'll probably be 5.5. Yeah, so I doubt they'll be hitting Toronto on this one.
Not this episode, but it might be you have to drive to Toronto.
But the
picture, they do that, right?
The pictures that I'm looking at, it's
gorgeous.
Yeah, I'm pretty excited to check this out. I'm sure there'll be some boating because they're big. The big thing there is they do cruises through there and stuff like that, which I should look into.
Well, this
I'd
is
have to get an Airbnb there or something, but I'd be into that.
This is what I like about watching The Amazing Race Canada.
It gives you some ideas.
It's giving me like, now I want to go to Sherbrooke, Quebec, in the Eastern Townships. This may incite me to want to go to Ontario's Thousand Island, right? So, because I've been to all the provinces, but I haven't been to obviously all the towns and cities. I couldn't, I'd spend a lifetime trying to do that. So I think that's all I have. Nick, do you have anything else to add about this episode?
No, it was fun.
No.
Excited to see Ontario, excited to see 1,000 Islands. And it's getting close. It's getting down to it now.
Yeah. Well, we're down to 6. So let's see what happens. Let's see if there's any more little bit of drama, like people are going to get tense. People are already getting tense. So like, let's see what happens with that. Thank you for watching. Go on, like, share, subscribe at the Self Reality Podcast. Go on over to Kayfabe Wrestling Talk and the Dirty Glass Podcast as well. Like and subscribe over there. Thank you, everybody, for watching. We will see you in the next episode.